these Atlas commercials? Every step of the way, a new Atlas commercial. I get it, I work for Atlas. Don't give a fuck.
Who do you work for?
In the game, you're essentially a mercenary.
I know, I watched the trailers and everything, but no, I was making a joke. Because you said you get it, you work for Atlas. And I was like, who do you work for?
Maybe I do work for Atlas and it's a real thing, but nobody's supposed to know.
Doesn't sound like the kind of thing that the government would intentionally hide. I mean, they had lots of things, but that's the kind of thing that they want to make public secret and whatnot. Because
what?
Because then they can have it as like the whole control people tactics. Like, what are you gonna do about it? We can deploy freaking soldiers with all this badass shit.
I don't know. That seems more like something that the government would keep secret, because there'd be a big uprising and then boom, quelled instantly.
Yeah, but
a total shock factor.
The uprising isn't gonna start if they have that.
No, but think about this. How much more scary would it be? What do you think is more scary? The government to say, hey, we have high-tech shit, come at us. Or to not know about it at all, and then all of a sudden have a rebellion instantly quelled. Instantly.
Well, that's the thing.
By troops that you've never seen before. What do you think is scary?
The stuff in that game isn't enough to instantly quell a rebellion. I mean, that stuff, I don't think gives you advantage. I should have one more, I think.
Yeah,
I'm out. Yeah, I'm out of them.
Pretty sure these guys could quell a rebellion.
Well, it depends on how big the rebellion is and how advanced the rebellion is. Like, if it was a rebellion in our military, in our country, I mean, we kind of have a technological advancements, and there'd be enough people from the military that would probably rebel with the public, but it would probably be torn, and then pretty quickly the rebels would end up with the high-tech too, so...
I don't think you... Do you know that these guys have abilities like shockwaves and stunning and shielding? They can heal themselves, they can do ground slams, they can fly. I know, I'm saying if these guys existed currently, not to mention the fact that their exosuits also make them able to punch through walls that are like 3 feet thick. And they can see through walls, they can shoot through walls.
Yeah, but some of the people, just hypothetically speaking, that stuff does exist, rebellion does start, it's going to be a pretty big scale on, like, if it's in our place, and if it's not here in the States, then it's here. So...
Well, if it was in a place like China, it would have a global impact.
Yeah, but... China, we would probably pick a side and help, but it wouldn't really matter to us if the rebellion is getting kicked ass unless we're really trying to side with people. But
I think China's more than capable of dealing with stuff like that by themselves.
No, they're not. Since... Yeah, and they have one of the biggest populations. Actually, I think they have the biggest population in the world.
China, India, and what is it? China, India, and one other country combined makes up a third of the world's population. No, there's 3 countries when their population is combined. It makes up a third of the world's population. It's China, India, and is it China, India, Russia?
No, Russia has actually a very small population considering its landmass. Most, like, probably...
Well, yeah,
75 to 80% of the land in Russia is inhospitable wasteland. Although that inhospitable wasteland has lots of resources that we quite have to get to. Okay.
And it is populated.
What did you say, Panda?
Parts of it are populated.
There are a few bits and pieces of the inhospitable wasteland that are more habitable, but even then, those are very small populations, and they're usually just like a very small settlement to farm what resources they can.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Siberia. Hey, Panda, do you want to come run strikes with us?
Yes, but I just got on a bike thing.
Okay, let's... Here.
I'm essentially riding a motor scooter.
Okay, what we'll do is we'll go to Mars Patrol. I'll goof around on my computer, because I haven't goofed around in like an hour, so I'm kind of craving goofing around on the computer. Daylog can do whatever Daylog needs to do, which probably means getting his legendary relics.
Oh yeah, Lethal. Let's also not forget that these guys exist.
Which guys?
In this world, in this timeline, these guys also exist. I'm about to send you a picture. There you go. Nope, did not mean to. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, those guys. It takes a tank to take those guys out.
Well, here in the States, what I'm saying is if a rebellion did happen, there would be such a large portion of the military that would join the rebellion that any technology that the military that those who stay with the military just like side with the government were to keep, they would have the tech, but we would have it too. The rebellion would. Because let's face it, I'm gonna be on that side. Like the only reason the U.S. government has the power it does is because everyone is too lazy and like accepting of. Yes, they're too complacent. Like once they push it too far, which they will, it will happen. It happened with the Romans. It happened. Mm-hmm. All the rednecks. Yes, which leaves basically the freaking northeast.
They started to try. And
they started
do you remember when they started to try? And all
Texas
of a sudden everyone was like, "Come at me!" And they're
Texas
like,
got ready to
"Whoa!"
leave, and all the southern states were freaking up in arms and everything. And freaking, most of the military is going to be upset about that because, well, I mean,
dude, our government won't even allow weapons in recruiting centers and on military bases. Personnel aren't allowed to carry it except for
Did you see
military
the thing about
police.
how that veteran, his son worked at a recruiting station? He went and he took his gun and sat in a chair with a flag in front of the recruiting station, like just off of the property with his gun.
Yeah, and one of the other guys that did the same thing was a retard and shot himself and got people banned from that premises unless they're going to see their recruiter.
Let the echoes become your strength.
But like,
Let me
since such a large portion of the military would like go to join the rebellion side, they bring all the cool toys with them. Okay, what? Huh? Oh, are we trying to kill the LT? I mean, yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have it be probably like a 40% chance of it being, no, 50% chance of it being the grade 1, 30% chance of it being the grade 2, and then 20% chance of it being a grade 3. 5% of the rare one, 20% of the... Okay.
I say 70, 20, 10. To be 10% common?
Well, even if it says... Even if it says... How about... True. Well, Chris has already gotten like 2 or 3 of them.
You know that their drop rates, despite what they say they are completely fucking off.
Well, they've never said... Bungie has been very careful not to, like, display the actual percentage chances of any drops. Well, I know how Diablo had it set up is there is like, or some of them have that secret luck stat that is like bound to your account. So when you first install the game, it just randomly decides if you're going to be lucky or not. Network or whatever. Which would make sense since my Blizzard account for frickin' PC, I mean, yes, I had the usual, well, frickin' Diablo 3 horrible drops, but I also had some of the best drops in the game and made quite a chunk of change off of that game. Like, I made more money than I spent on the game. Because I sold
Dude,
a few items.
I wish I could sell some of my stuff on, for actual money.
In vanilla Diablo on PC when it first came out, the level cap was 60. I had a level 52 amulet that sold for like $50. A level 52 yellow amulet. That's how good of the drops I would get sometimes. I'm just... whatever. I'm just wherever. Whatever. I was just kind of goofing around on the internet and like while the tape was loading, I was running some stuff. Would that be rank 2 or rank 3 that you'd be getting? Lucky bastard.
Hey, did the guns reset today?
Rank 2. No, that's Wednesdays. How do you have more than orbit rank than I do?
Arms Day?
Yeah, the guns reset on Arms Day. That's when the gunsmith resets. That's when the people who are waiting on that step for the legendary sword will reset, or the exotic sword. Yeah, I really wish that we had known that beforehand, so we could have like warned you not to go with the void sword. Yeah. I mean, the arc sword wouldn't have been that bad on the Titan either, but the solar would have just been like, kind of like how frickin' Void would be on Warlock or Arc is on the Warlock. Solar is kind of the maybe the solar one on the Warlock would be like the lightning one on the Titan. I mean, it wouldn't be terrible, but it wouldn't be amazing. All 3 of them would work fine on a Hunter.